Hi, I'm Laura, and this is Lalo Wellness. Today's practice is just focusing on a full body stretch, really getting every muscle lengthened out and feeling good. Let's get started. We're going to start today's practice with our toes tucked under and our hips sitting back toward our heels. This can get to be a pretty intense toe and arch of the foot stretch. So if you start to feel a little too much pressure there, just lift up off of your heels and come onto your knees. Bring our hands to heart center. And let the eyes close if that feels okay to you. Take a couple of breaths and just feel how your body's feeling right now. Maybe noticing any spots where it's feeling a little tight or tense. And as we get into those spots, give them a little extra TLC. Let's take a nice big deep breath. Just reach the hands out and up. Maybe we follow those fingers with our gaze so we get a little movement in the neck. Come back to the heart. Let's do it again. Nice deep breath. Exhale, bringing those hands to heart center. Let's go one more time. Inhale and reach. Bringing those hands down to heart center and then slowly releasing the hands, bringing them behind your back, just interlacing your fingers and lift your chest while you slide your shoulder blades down toward your hips. Give yourself a little bit more lift here. And then we're gradually going to bring the forehead down to the mat and let those hands drift up toward the ceiling while we put the tops of the feet onto our mat. Letting gravity help out with the stretch here. And then we release these hands, slide them forward toward the top of your mat to come into a child's pose. Letting your hips sink back a little bit closer to those heels. And then we bring the hands right underneath the shoulders here. Start to roll up through the spine, pressing yourself away from the mat. Rise up onto your knees. Take a nice big deep breath. Resetting your spine. Exhale, bringing the hands down to your mat right underneath your shoulders. Fingers spread nice and wide. And come into your tabletop. You want to be able to see the mat between your fingers here. And we create some space between the shoulders and the ears. Inhale, lift your gaze, drop your belly, lift your hips. Find that strong cow pose. Exhale, scoop the hips, round the spine, tuck the chin, cat pose. Give me a few more of these. Go at your own pace, really rippling your spine through it. And then we return to our tabletop. Let's tuck the toes under, lift the knees off and crouch for just a moment, hovering your shins right above the mat. And then we continue lifting the hips high to come into our first down dog. Transfer as much of your body weight into the palm of your hand as you can. Really lengthen out the arms, lengthen out your spine. Let's come up on all 10 toes and then gradually allow your hips or your heels to sink down toward the floor. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Let's lengthen out the arms, lengthen out the spine, even bending a little more at the knees to get more length out of the spine if that works for you. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, level out your body. Come into a plank pose. Bend the knees without touching the floor to come back to your crouch. Lift those hips high, back to your down dog. Exhale, plank. Inhale, crouch. Exhale, down dog. One more time, coming into your plank. Bending those knees, lifting the hips high. Downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and hover those knees one more time, then let them come down to the ground. Slide your hands forward And bring your chest and your chin as close to the mat as you can, just doing your best here, keeping the hips high. And then we slide the body forward and lift the chest, extending the arms, maybe replacing those hands if they got out a little far from you like mine did, and taking the gaze up, coming into a full cobra pose. If this feels more intense on your back than what you like, bring it down to a baby cobra pose and take some of that pressure off the back. Let's bend the knees, returning to our tabletop. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Let your shoulder blades slide towards your hips. And then we slowly begin to walk the feet toward the top of the mat. Forward fold. Bringing your fingertips to the front of the shins, lift the upper body. Halfway lift, nice and long through the spine. Exhale, back into your forward fold. Let the knees bend. Reach the hands up for the opposite elbows and come into your rag doll. Let your belly rest on your thighs, your head's hanging. You can move, nod your head, whatever's feeling good for you right here. Then we find some stillness. Let your arms relax toward the floor. Slowly begin to lengthen out the legs, rolling up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. A little squeeze here at the hips, gently pressing those hips forward. Roll those shoulders all the way up to the ears. Take a nice big deep breath, coming into your volcano. Hands returning to heart center. Let's take one full breath in and out, finding an arrow mudra. Lacing those last three fingers, bring the pointer and thumb together. Inhale, upward salute, scooping down then up. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back on your right foot. Drop your right knee down to come into a low lunge, walking your hands up to your thigh. Lean in just a little bit to open up the hip and get a nice stretch here at the hip. Arrow mudra once again. Inhale. Lifting that chest, reaching up, and finding that nice big opening for the front of the body. Exhale, dropping your hands down to the floor, framing up your front foot. We're going to plant the right hand. Inhale, sweep up through your left arm. Revolved low lunge. Just take a nice big circle around and around again. And give it one more time. Keeping that reach now toward the ceiling. Tuck your back toes under, straighten out that front leg, and come into a revolved runner's lunge. Nice deep breath in. Open that shoulder. Exhale, frame up the front foot. Scoop the hip under, reach the hands high, come into a crescent lunge. Exhale, reaching both hands down, step back into a plank, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and out right here. Walking the feet toward the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep those hands out and up. Find your volcano. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. Take a pause right here. Find that arrow mudra one more time. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Stepping back this time on your left foot, drop the left knee to the floor. Walk your hands up one at a time to come to the top of that thigh and lean into it. Find your arrow mudra. Lift the hands high. Warrior one arms. Opening up the front of the body once again. Sinking in a little more so we open the left hip. And on your next exhale, let's drop the left hand down to the ground. Reach the right hand high for that revolved low lunge. Taking your right hand, nice big circle, down and up. Let's take it one more time around. And we pause at the top of that circle. Tuck the toes under, revolved, runner's lunge. Take a breath here. Letting gravity once again open up the hip. We drop that right hand down to the ground. Scoop your left hip under, reach the hands high, crescent lunge. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears here. Exhale, frame up that front foot. Step back into a plank. This time we're going to lower back down to the floor, chaturanga. Finding that baby cobra, maybe the full cobra. Exhale, set the hips back to come into your child's pose. Slide the hands right underneath the shoulders, press away from the floor, rolling all the way up onto your knees. Take a nice big deep breath, reaching out and up. Exhale, dropping the heels of the hands to the top of your backside, fingers pointing straight down that backside. You can stay here for your camel pose. You can tuck your toes, reach for the heels, or even take the tops of the feet down. Go where you want to go today. Come back to your breath. And your next exhale, level out your gaze. Reach your hands to the right, swing your feet to the left, coming right down on your seat. Let's bring our feet out in front, placing the soles of the feet together. Hands on top of those ankles, come into bound angle. How far close your feet are right here is really what feels best to you. We want to take a nice deep breath, lengthen out the spine. As we exhale, start to walk the hands forward while maintaining that nice long spine. Inhale, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, see if we can walk the hands a little bit further. Taking it to your edge today. Pause here. One full breath in and out. And now we let that spine relax. Roll it up. And bring those knees together. Popping your toes up, we're going to take our two-piece fingers, wrap them around those big toes, and begin to push the legs away from us. I want you to stop at the point where it starts to pull your spine out of length. And then let the knees relax down toward the floor. Maybe you get the legs straight, maybe you don't. We're always working toward in yoga. So let yourself work toward that next level for you. One more breath. And as you exhale, let that spine relax. Slide the hands down to the floor. We're just going to roll it all the way down onto our back. Set the feet flat on the floor. And then heel toe them out toward the edges of the mat. Take your arms out wide like the letter T, and then bend at the elbows to make goalposts out of those arms. Backs of the hands resting on the floor. We start a windshield wiper to loosen up the lower back. And let the knees stay to the right. If you'd like to deepen that stretch, take your right heel and just rest it on the outside of that left leg. Keeping both shoulders anchored to the floor. And then we bring those knees up to the center. Return to that windshield wiper side to side. And then leave the knees pointing to the left. Same option, if you'd like a deeper stretch, you can take your left ankle rested on the outside of your right leg to deepen your stretch. If you put that foot on the outside, remove it, bringing those knees back into windshield wiper. And then pausing right here at the top. Hug your knees into the chest. Little rock side to side, guiding your legs with your hands. Maybe taking those knees on a little circle, rubbing out that low back. Let's take it around the other way. And then we're going to drop those feet down to the edges of the mat. Let your knees fall together and your arms relax on either side of your body, slowing your breath. Taking a quick scan from your toes all the way up through your legs, the knees, into your thighs, right up through your hips. Let them soften. We take that scan from the hips through your belly and your chest, right up to your shoulders, then down each arm to your fingertips. Moving that softness now up through the throat and the neck, into your jaw, smoothing out your face, softening your eyes, your forehead, and your scalp. Let's take 5 slow breaths here together. If you have time to spend a little bit more in Shavasana, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, gradually blinking your eyes open, bringing yourself back up to a seated position, letting the chin drop to the chest, and bringing that chin side to side to release your neck. And then we pause here in the center. Take a big deep breath out and up together. Exhale, bringing those hands to heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and hope in your hearts. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Hope you enjoyed your practice today. Let that whole body feel like it got a good stretch. If you did enjoy this, please make sure you like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And if you'd like more tips on how to integrate wellness into your everyday life, please come visit me at laylawellness.com.